At some point, you are going to sit down with a buyer who is angry. So what do? You know, this is a common question that salespeople ask frequently. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California. A perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you and angry clients. Now, there is a huge misconception that salespeople have, and the misconception is if I'm dealing with somebody who's angry, they're going to tell me no. And that's not true. Just because somebody's angry does not mean that they're not going to make a purchase. It just means that they're angry. They have a different emotional state. And so what I'll see is I will see salespeople make the self-sabotage mistake is they'll go to a sales call and they will look for every reason why they can to bounce out of that sales call. They will look for like, oh, it's a Wednesday, it's a full moon, bounce out of the call. Oh, the person's angry, bounce out of the call. Look, here's the thing. If you had to question who's a closer and who's a poser, how do you know who's a closer, who's the poser? The closer's going to go, hey, just because they're angry doesn't mean they're not going to buy. The poser's going to go, hey, I'm going to look for a reason to bounce on out of this sales call because I don't want to work today, okay? Closer versus poser, now you know. So if you're meeting with a difficult person and they're angry, you got to know that most salespeople are going to be like, I'm bouncing out. I'm gone. So it gives you the opportunity to make a sale that almost everybody else would have missed out on. And you know what? That buyer could be mad at you because you're asking for the sale because you're doing your job and you're working on overcoming objections in the sales process, okay? So just because a buyer is angry or upset does not mean that you've lost a deal. It just means that you need to work a little bit harder. You got to ask for the questions for the sales process. Probably a good idea for you is to learn how to anchor, right? You can take people buy on emotions and then justify with logic. That's something important for you to know. People do buy on emotions and they justify with logic. And if you know how to anchor, one of the cool things for you is you can bypass that thing in the back of their brain that's saying, hey, don't buy today, okay? So my sales advice, my sales tip, my sales strategy for you is even if the buyer's angry, you can still close the deal. Now you got one thing to do from here. Just one thing. Find the subscribe button and then click on it. Click on the subscribe button, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update, which I gotta warn you is frequently. I send out a lot of videos. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.